Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new hardware review today with a pair of headphones, namely this one, the EasySMX G291, given to us to review and to keep around forever and ever by the people at EasySMX, and I'd like to thank them for this opportunity also because, you know, my old headphones are broken, they snapped in two. No problems of this happening to them because, you know, they're kind of better built. But we'll see if they're up to snuff in the full review, so stick around. The first thing I'd like to highlight about these headphones is the design of the construction itself. You see, there's this band here. It's elastic, it can be bent, it can be moved around. It has a really hard reinforced upper side, so even if these two things break, this thing will still keep the headphones on your head. They may flop around, but they'll still be there. But most importantly, these two things, these straps, they'll probably not break easy. Like, I can do this to them without them going like the truss ones did, because, you know, the truss only had one big plastic thing above it. It was kind of actually kind of thin. These are both thicker than that one was, and they are shaped like they're concave on the inside. They're molded, meaning that it does have some more structural integrity than you would see normally on just a plain flat sheet of plastic. So I don't think there's any trouble of these actually breaking. They do extend, so if you want to make this longer to fit your head, there's no bungee system, so there's nothing that can be actually broken there. There's this metal thing that is reinforced by plastic, though I guess it would be the other way around. The metal reinforces the plastic. It's metal on top and the plastic on the other side, so it should be sturdy enough unless you really try and do your best to break it. It should last a while. The cuffs themselves are plastic. They seem quite durable. I haven't dropped them yet, so I don't know if they'll crash on impact. I don't want to test that just yet. Maybe somewhere down the line. I should probably do a drop test with every headset I get to keep after a while, just so you'll know if they actually are resistant to the fullest. I mean, the rust ones, you can kind of tell that they weren't all that great in terms of build quality from the get-go. The cups. Now, this is something I commented about in the unboxing. The cups are soft, like it's a very soft padding to them. They're very nice, and they will actually fit my ears. Like, if I put them on, they do manage to perfectly encompass my ears, so there's no problem with them not fitting because they're the wrong way around. And I still say that they're the wrong way around because if my ears were bigger, they would not have fit. Like, I could have probably just flipped them around again, and this way they do fit better. Like, they're larger on the back side, tighter on the front. Well, actually, yeah, you do have to sort of jostle them a bit to get them in the right position, but if they were the other way around from the get-go, they would have probably been better suited for people that have bigger ears, which is not really my problem. But yeah, I sort of like them the other way around. They sort of would have fit better, like the design-wise. The big part at the end of the head, like not in the front of it, that would have made things better, I'd say. One other thing that I like to note about the design is that the cable is, it's one of those plasticky nylon things that sort of has a braid on the inside, meaning that this is specifically made to not get caught on things, and because cats will have a harder time of actually tearing it to pieces, which I approve of. In terms of the pressure being applied to your head constantly, it's not a big a problem as I thought it would be. They did have some resistance at first, they did seem a bit hard at first, but within a day or so they softened up, and now they just fit your head snugly and don't actually drive themselves into your brain to try and kill you, which is sometimes what you would find on certain headphones from time to time. Also, there was no ear pain. Like I said, these encompassed my ears completely, so there was no them trying to shape my ears in such a way that they would fit. So it's been a painless experience, which was very pleasant. Before I get into the specifics of how these things sound, I'd like to note that these headphones, the G291, have a manual, well, not a manual, but an analog volume control. This means there's no adjustment of the volume done in Windows, it's at the hardware level here. This is something that I like. I will always go for this kind of control over the volume over the software kind, because the software kind can fail. this one, unless you break it off, it really can't fail. And above it you will see the bass vibration toggle. You can toggle it on or off and it will activate the vibration motors within the ear cups themselves. In terms of performance, vibration volume wise, they have the same problem as the Gun DS ones, I think, were the last ones I reviewed that had this. They activate at a too high a frequency. They will be activated by voices. So if you're watching a movie that, you know, has explosions and when you want to hear those explosions more fully, yeah, you will hear them more fully, but also it'll be activated by voices. You will hear voices with shaking in the cups, and that can lead to some unpleasant viewing experiences. But if you're just using the function for games, yeah, I guess it'll work, because games are usually, well, depending on the kind of game you're playing. If you're playing an adventure game, no. But if you're playing a shooter like Call of Duty or Counter-Strike, where everything's basically an explosion or a gunshot, yeah, I guess it'll work. Again, it's just one setting. It doesn't have an intermediary step like the Trust ones did. It's just on or off, so it's not tweaked properly, I would say. But it does the job if you just want things to sound louder and more explosive. Also, design-wise, almost forgot to mention this because it's almost not worth mentioning. There's the LED, which may be a bit orange on the recording, but it's red. It's bright red on the actual headphones themselves. This is all you get. Like the rest of it is just, you know, non-LED. It's not something that's in your face. It's just a tiny little accent, a tiny detail that, yeah, gives it kind of personality, and it doesn't screw up the electronics within. Like, there's no problem with there being a sound to it. Like, you know, the Trust ones that had that annoying high-pitched sound when the LEDs or the bass vibrations were on. It looks okay. It even lights up at night, I think, when the computer is turned off. Well, it does from time to time if I forget to change setting, but it's nice. So it doesn't actually need an option to turn it off, because, you know, it's barely visible. Like it's fine. It's not really something that's a showstopper. It's just there. Now, in terms of sound quality, are they good for games? Well, yeah. If you're just playing video games with explosions and stuff, and maybe if you're watching movies or TV shows or cartoons on your computer, yeah, they're absolutely okay, no problems, they sound good enough. Are they good for music? Like, are they superb for music? No. If you're watching this video and you're a music snob, I honestly don't know why you're watching this video, because these are USB headphones. All the computing, all the turning the, you know, the digital input into analog sound takes place in here. That's not a lot of space, so don't expect superb quality. They don't sound horrible, like they don't sound horrible, but there are some issues with, I believe, according to what I wrote down here, there's some fluctuations in the mids where they go back and forth a bit for a while, and then there's some there's a bit of a flatness in the highs. The bass is okay enough. It's not all too powerful if you don't turn on the bass vibration, but it's okay enough. What I'm getting at is that music may not sound as good on these as they would sound on a $200 headset or a sound system that costs more than my kidneys, but you're not going to be paying that much for them. Not by a long shot. In terms of the quality of audio from the microphone, like, this is something I was actually surprised about. The microphone doesn't sound horrible. Like, honestly, it doesn't sound like... Just listen to this clip. This is a test of the microphone equipped to the EasySMX G291 headphones. It is positioned about 3 centimeters away from my mouth in its standard lowered position. No filters and no sound amplification have been applied to this recording. This is a comparison test done with the Behringer C1U condenser microphone. It is also positioned about 3 centimeters away from my mouth. No filters and no gain has been applied to this recording. It doesn't sound horrible. It is compressed as hell and the highs are sort of non-existent, but there's not a lot of background noise, and the volume it actually works on is comparable to the one on the condenser microphone I'm using right now. I did not have to amplify them a lot or at all to get them to be sort of at the same level. It's yeah, it doesn't sound superb, but it is a lot more usable than some other headphone microphones I've used in the past. or had on the show to review. It actually sounds okay. I would never use it for a show or even to talk to people online because, you know, I have this one, but yeah, if push came to shove, it wouldn't be horrible, which is actually kind of impressive. Now, is it impressive enough to make me want to recommend these for you to actually buy them? Well, that would depend. There's two things to have in mind with this headphone when it comes to the pricing. Namely that I found it for two different price ranges. I found it on the US Amazon thing for 36 bucks. And yeah, these things at 36 bucks, absolutely, yeah, they would be super cheap at that price. They work. The microphone doesn't sound like absolute garbage. They have a analog volume setting. They have bass vibration. They have this LED that's almost, is it even on? I think it's on. Yeah, they would work absolutely superb for 36 bucks. But on Amazon Germany, they're for 67 bucks. That's kind of a bit, I would say, a bit kind of too much. So if you find them for the cheapest possible price, around 30 to 40 bucks, yeah, go for it. Otherwise, maybe you'll be able to find something better. So that would be it for the review of the EasySMX G291. They're an okay, they're headphones that are good if you find them on the cheaper side. If it's nearer to 70 bucks, it's kind of, there's a giant price discrepancy there. Like, depending on where you get them from, they may be double the price, and that's mind-boggling. It wasn't on sale on Amazon US. Like, I checked, it was just a normal price. It was actually on sale on the other ones for less than the maximum 67 bucks. It was around 50 bucks for sale. Would it be worth it at 50 bucks? Maybe, I guess. Yeah, depends on what your budget is, but in terms of them actually working, yeah, it's fine. Not great for music, good for games, okay for everything else. The bass vibration is good for explosion. Otherwise, it's an okay headset. Well, that'll be it. I'm gonna see you again soon with probably we don't actually have any hardware reviews scheduled for the rest of the year. So tune in for more hardware reviews next year, and up until then, different shows with all the other stuff. I'm gonna see you again when I see you again. So goodbye.